Hello everyone, welcome to today's practice. Thank you to all of you that have reached out to me that this has been helpful or that it's helping you calm down in any way, that you've been sharing it. It means a lot to me to know that you guys are on the other side of the camera that I'm looking into. It can feel quite lonely when I'm used to looking out into this sea of beautiful faces. So it means a lot to know you guys are there. In today's practice, I'm offering the idea of turning obstacle into opportunity. One of the greatest gifts this practice has given me is the opportunity to notice how I am responding to any given moment. Am I seeing it as a challenge, something wrong that I need to fix? Or am I looking at it as a challenge as the way that maybe it could be something more positive? The theory in yoga, being aware of what's going on in our mental space, noticing if we are reacting in an old habit or pattern, or are we responding because we are present here and now, are two huge ways to be able to play with this obstacle versus opportunity type of mindset. When it comes down to our yoga practice, some of the ways this can go on is I very often ask you to observe the mind, the quality of the mind, and instead of stepping into judgment, which would see the mind and its jumping as an obstacle, you might instead see that jumping, step back, and observe, where does it go? Can I let this be a practice of coming back to breath time and again so that I can re-enter the present moment time and again? What we practice over and over becomes easier. Not always. There's always those outstanding times, but it will come more quickly the more often that we practice. In another way, it might be that we get into a pose and right away your body just seems to be tightening up. And maybe instead of looking at that tightening as a way to condemn or hate on your body, how about instead you look at that tightening as a way to maybe offer your body a little bit more love, maybe a little more gentleness, compassion, a little more attention. There are so many ways that we can shift our perception to maybe see this change that we're all encountering, not as something that's necessarily bad. It's difficult, don't get me wrong, but also we could see it as a way to really focus on some different things, on slowing down, on turning inward, on appreciating nature, or appreciating everything that we have. So that being said, I'm going to try to keep this class to 1 hour. Those that know me know my tendency to get a little long-winded, so be with me. We're going to start off in an easy seat today. So if you would like, you can have a bolster to sit on, maybe a blanket or a pillow, if it would feel a little bit better to get up and out of your waistline. If you're uncomfortable in the hips even, it can be really nice to have a prop underneath the knees just to take some of that pressure off of the hips. So take some time to get settled. Oh, and one other thing, I'm going to offer at the end legs up a wall. So if you have an open wall space, that's a wonderful opportunity. You might even take a moment here to clear out some space so that you can just get your back end close to the wall and your legs up it. It's a very nice way to step into our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest, digest, repair nervous system. Okay, back to the seat. So as you come into your seat, maybe let your sits bones walk back a little bit. You might even like to wiggle your heels away from your bottom. And then remember, our pelvic bowl is the opportunity to really let our spine be upright. So maybe you even rock forward and back a little bit to really notice where your spine feels the most tall. From there, let the shoulders draw down the back as you gently stack the spine. And let your chin come into your throat. This is a very simple way to help your nervous system calm. We're going to practice what's called a 3-square breath. So we'll think of the breath actually as a square. We're going to do a 3-count inhale, a 3-count hold, a 3-count exhale, and a 3 count hold. As always, whether it's in our breath or the poses, I want you to just do the best you can. Know that you're enough. If you need to stop at any time to give yourself a break, maybe step back into it, you certainly can. If you decide this breath just isn't for you, I know some people are really uncomfortable when it comes to breath holding. Maybe you just mindfully inhale. Maybe you take a beautifully long exhale just to help the nervous system drop down. You can place your hands a little back on the thighs. Down will help you feel grounded if that's a benefit. Palms up if you feel you could use a little energy today. If you'd like, you can softly gaze on the floor ahead of you, or you can allow your eyes to close completely. Let's just start off here to welcome ourselves to the practice. To notice how you feel in your body at this moment. Maybe observing any areas that feel a little tight or tense. Maybe noticing areas that feel a little more spacious. And then bring your awareness up to your heart space, your emotional center. Just noticing how you feel today in that area. You might even notice the beating of your heart. Is it slow? Is it a little quicker? And when you're ready, you'll continue upward to the space of your mind, just noticing how busy or how calm you are there without judging. Let it be an observation. Remember, we're creating space between what is happening and ourselves. As we begin to practice this 3 square breath, I want you to remember to breathe into the low abdomen, maybe even feel your belly expand outward on your inhales. We'll begin with exhaling the air out. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3. Try to relax. 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. I'll do one more round. Inhale. 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Continue at your own pace. You might like to really slow it down. Again, on your inhale, feel the belly expand outward. When you come into the breath hold, try to relax, shoulders down, chin down. The exhale, feeling belly condense back down to spinal column. The hold, try to relax. Becoming aware. How do you feel? Stay with the breath and sensation. Notice if you can release the teeth away from each other, relax your jaw. Notice if you can soften the muscles around, behind, and in between your eyes. Even the eyes themselves become heavy. Feel the skin of your skull release. And just go a few more rounds here as long as this breath practice is serving you. Nice job, you guys. Last round here. Whenever you finish your final exhale, just come back to a natural, nourishing breath. Notice how you feel in your mind, observing if there's been any calming there. As you continue to mindfully breathe, I would like you to be curious around why you're practicing today. What has brought you to the mat? And if you would like, on your next exhale, palms will come together, thumbs resting at your heart. Taking this opportunity to place an intention, what's called a sankalpa, on your practice. We do this by stating it as if it's already occurring with an I am statement. Maybe repeating this I am statement to yourself a few times, really allowing it to root into your practice. And whenever you feel ready, yogis, an exhale will bow your chin and blink open your eyes, releasing hands back to your legs. We're going to start off with some shoulder rolls today. So when you're ready, navel to spine, feel the glutes tighten a bit so you're nice and firm in your seat. The inhale is going to take your shoulders forward and up to the ears. The exhale, down and back. 2 more this direction, as big or as small as feels good in each moment. And when you finish your last circle, go the other way, please. Inhaling back and up. Exhaling forward and down. 2 more. Remember, long exhales help calm the nervous system, help your body let go. Maybe you start to really employ those. On the last exhale, please bring your arms up parallel to the floor in a bent angle. We're going to do some opening and closing of the chest. So on your next inhale, reach the elbows back, lift the heart, chin. And on your exhale, bring the arms together. Maybe right arm over left, chin to chest, back of the heart reaching behind you. Inhale, open wide, heart to sky, chin lifting. Other arm on top as you exhale. Press the heart back, the chin in. 2 more, switching the arm on top. Last one. On your inhale, back to neutral. Just pause. Notice how you feel around the heart, the shoulders. And when you feel ready, you'll make your way to all fours. We're preparing for some cat-cow. You are always welcome to place a blanket under the knees if they are uncomfortable resting on the knees. We're going to set the knees up below the hips. Wrists are below shoulders. Your wrist creases are trying to be parallel to the top edge of the mat, or maybe you have a wall ahead of you that they can be parallel toward. And you're really trying to keep the weight in the index finger and your thumb. Lighten the pinky here. Let's create some engagement in the arms. So turn the inner elbows forward. Feel your shoulders smooth down. Your navel is into your spine softly. On your next inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin as you reach your heart softly forward. And on the exhale, push the floor away. Back of heart to sky as your navel comes in and you feel your chin move to your chest. You'll continue to move as feels good to you. The inhale, arching into this back bend, what's called cat pose. The exhale, rounding into your, this is called cat pose. The last was cow. Continuing to move. Inhale, arching into cow. Exhale, rounding into cat. I invite you through this movement to really be aware of those areas that feel tight or sticky and to pause into those areas. Remember, we're not seeing those areas of tightness as obstacle. We're perceiving them as an opportunity to practice, giving attention, slowing down, providing some compassion, some love to the body, or the mind, if that might be the case. Let's just take a couple more rounds here. Notice your breathing, let it stay nice and full. And whenever you finish your next cat back, you're going to return to neutral. We're just going to do some circling around the hips while we're on the knees. Remember, we're thinking of our pelvic bowl circling around our spinal column. I want you guys to maybe even let your eyes be closed on this part so you can really be with how it feels. Don't worry about how it looks, okay? So when you're ready, you're going to inhale, circle the hips to the right, and on the exhale, bring them around through the left. Navel to spine throughout. Inhale, circle right, let your chin come down. Exhale, circle left. Let's do one more like this. Inhale and exhale. And then maybe let it start to cyclone up the torso, involving the waist, maybe the shoulders a little bit more. Stay with mindful breathing. When we start to move in this way, it's really easy for the breath to go by the wayside. Keep your breath at the forefront. Remember, long exhales help your body release. Let's do one more here. And when you finish, make your way back to neutral, please. We'll prepare to go the other way, starting off with just the hips. Inhale, circle to the left. Exhale through the right. Navel in throughout, protecting the low back. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Pelvic bowl around spinal column. One more. As always, you're welcome to stay right here or maybe start to cyclone. Spiral up. Again, as big or as small as feels good. Just getting your body to move a little more fluidly. I've been noticing after the last few days, just I think the worry, the anxiety, making my body more rigid. When we can invite this fluidity, it helps us release, both in how we feel physically and even some emotion can let go. Don't ever be surprised if you have some emotional release as well as physical. Last one. And when you're ready, back to neutral. Preparing to warm the wrists, we'll come into a toe stand. So knees as wide as feel good to you, yogis. You can tuck your toes. You're welcome to stay right here in the toe tuck and rock forward and back if this is what feels good for your bottom of foot release, your wrist release. If you'd like to go a little bit further, you can walk the hands back, come to stand on the knees. If you'd like to go further yet and it feels okay, you can sit on the heels. So you just be where you need to be. Wherever it is, your glutes are strong, you're feeling your navel in, your spine upright, and then please extend the arms. We're just going to roll around the wrists today. We usually do this as the little release after our wrist warm up, but we're using it today as a way to warm up. So I want you to go both directions several times. Remember, we're trying to warm the wrists and prepare them for some weight bearing. If you ever have a fall, this more flexibility in your wrists will possibly help you lessen the possibility of an injury. So then you might even like to spread your fingers wide, maybe even roll out through the fingers. Amazingly enough, the dexterity in our hands is mimicked by the flexibility of our body. So really practice staying nice and wide there in the fingers. Notice your breathing. Let's do one more round. And whenever you're ready, make your way back forward. You can gently untuck your toes. Maybe you'd like to softly drum them on the top of the mat, encouraging blood flow. That is a difficult pose. Please do not get after yourself about it. Remember, opportunity, not obstacle. That's the mentality we're trying to shift into. Let this be a practice. When you're ready, you might like to press fists into floor, connecting the whole first to second knuckle. And then maybe we take a couple rolls around the base of the neck today, really trying to let go of any tension that we've been picking up. The neck is Definitely an area that tends to hold stress. The upper back, the shoulders, the jaw, this whole area, it's really good to be mindful of and to try to let go as much as you can. Whenever you feel you're balanced in your work, please make your way back to neutral. Release your hands. We're preparing for a down dog. First off, I would like you to have your towel, your strap, or your belt, whatever you're using, available at the top of the mat. If those aren't available to you, you can certainly just use the back of your shirt when we get into this work. Also, you might like to have your blocks nearby or whatever props you're using to help you have space in the poses. Preparing for a down dog. As always, you guys, you're welcome to bring the blocks in to help take some of the pressure off the shoulders. If it feels okay otherwise, again, wrist crease parallel to top edge of mat, spread your fingers nice and wide, step your feet back and lift your hips to the sky. If it feels better, a little step in of the feet. Let them be hip width wherever you are. Maybe you invite a little bend in the knees. You're welcome to start pedaling your legs here, or maybe you'd like to even sway your hips side to side. Let's go ahead and create some engagement in the upper body. So again, you're keeping your weight into your index finger, your thumb. Feel the inner elbows turn toward the top of your mat or toward your index finger, thumb. And then you're going to feel the outer edges of your shoulder blades lift from the floor. So you're nice and wide in the upper back. Let your head dangle, you guys. Notice if you're holding there, just relax. You might even invite a little shake of yes, no, just feeling tension slip away. Please know you're welcome to come into, out of the poses as many times as feels good. Listen to your body's needs. You might like to yawn your mouth open here as well, releasing around your jaw. Maybe stick your tongue out even. Check your breath. And when you feel ready, you're going to make your way back to neutral. We'll prepare for a little squat to help lengthen the spine. So put a big bend in the knees, reach your hips back to your heels, and press your hands into the floor and forward, getting a little longer. Relax your neck, maybe wiggle your tail side to side. Where's your breath here? How are you receiving the moment? And on an inhale, yogis, you can straighten your legs as much as feels good to you. Let's pause for one more round of breath. And with your exhale, looking to your hands, however works for you to get there. Knees can be down. You can do several steps to the top of the mat. You might do a big step. We're coming into a wide, powerful pose. Feet are at least hip width, maybe even wider. Please sink the hips down. Remember, blocks can come below hands, so floor can come up to you. A little more space in the pose. Keep the weight in your heels, nice and light in the toes. Feel your glutes engage, your navel to your spine. Draw your shoulders down your back and let your chin come into your throat, feeling nice and spacious in the back of the neck. We're going to go through a little forward fold action here to help warm the back of the legs. So on your next inhale, keeping belly to thighs, you're going to rock your weight into the balls of the feet and reach your thighs as far back as feels good. Be mindful of any pulling at sits bones or behind the knees. On your exhale, rock your weight back into your heels, sink your hips, feel them strong, your heart forward. Inhale, rock forward, balls of feet, straighten the legs as much as feels good, release your head. Exhale, weight in the heels, sink the hips, heart forward. Let's do one more like that, like a little massage. Inhale, rock forward, balls of feet, reach the thighs back, release your head. Exhale, sink the heels, the hips, feel the glutes strong, the belly button to the spine. Preparing to come to standing. On your next inhale, push down and sweep up, lifting the arms whenever it feels good to you. Heart and chin follow the way. With glutes strong, maybe you go into a bit of a back bend, heart to sky. Remember, these back bends help keep our spine youthful, invite fluid into the discs between our vertebrae. And on an inhale, please make your way back to neutral. Exhaling, hands to heart, palms to sides. We're preparing for some side bends. Please first look down, make sure all 10 toes are straight forward. You can keep a nice wide stance. I think it feels pretty good in side bends. You notice what works for you. You're rooting down in your big toe mounds, your pinky toe edge, your heel. Notice if you're locking out the knees, a tiny little bend there. Your glutes are strong, your navel is to your spine. On your next inhale, please take your arms up. On the exhale, you can hold the right wrist or maybe the right tricep if that's available to you. You could turn right palm to sky if you'd like. Inhale, reach really tall. And on the exhale, go up and over. Remember, breath is of the utmost importance. So I want you to really feel the breath nice and full in the right low back, the side body. If it feels like you can't get that breath, maybe come up a little higher. Root the right foot and really reach through the right arm. On an inhale, yogis, back to center. The exhale switches your hold. Find what works for you. Inhale, reach. Exhale, up and over to your edge. Remember the breath, feel nice and full. Root the left foot and extend through the left palm. Are you holding in the mouth? Can you relax your eyes? Inhale, back to center, please. Extend the right arm. We're preparing to come into another powerful pose, this time with arms up. On an exhale, sink in the heels. Arms can stay up toward the sky or parallel to the floor. You decide what feels appropriate for you. Light toes again. Feel the quads, the glutes tighten, your navel to your spine. Everyone, heart lifts. If your arms are parallel, feel the shoulders smooth down. If your arms are up, extend through the fingertips. Gaze steady. Keep your breath nice and deep. Let's do it for one more cycle of breath. And on your exhale, take your torso to your thighs. Shift your weight into the balls of the feet, hands to blocks or floor. Reach your thighs as far back as feels appropriate here. Relax your neck. You might even like to open mouth exhale. Remember, this is a wonderful way to release inward pressure, to balance the nervous system with a long exhale. When you're ready, yogis, an inhale is going to bring you back into a lunge, left foot back. You might like to take blocks with you. Lengthen, widen the stance as feels good today. You're keeping your wrists below shoulders, whether you're using props or not. Extending through the back heel, feel your glutes tighten, your navel to your spine. Notice if you can smooth the shoulders down the back or bring your chin into your throat to release the back of the neck a little bit more. And observe, can you let your heart reach a little further forward? How are you taking in this moment? Are you seeing obstacle or opportunity? If you're feeling really tight in the left thigh or even the right hip, you might just rock on the back toes, forward and back, like a little massage. Long exhales again will help your body release. Soften your mouth. Let's go for one more round of breath. And on your next exhale, please bring the left knee down. You're going to find your strap. You're welcome to untuck the back toes, and then please make your way up into a low lunge. Just rest your strap on your thigh for now. You're going to stack your pelvis over your left knee, over your thigh. Sweep the arms up when you're ready. Keeping the glutes strong, the navel in, feel the heart lift, energy through the fingertips. Notice if you're starting to lift the chin up, bring it back down, chin to throat. We're preparing for some Gomukhasana arms here to help open the heart and even get a little into the shoulders. So we're going to start with left arm up. Taking your strap into the left hand. If it has a buckle on it, I suggest having that in the hand so you're not bonking yourself in the head. Left arm up, hand is going to come to mid-upper back. Your right arm is going to go behind your back. You'll find the other end of your prop. You can wiggle your hands toward each other. If it's not too cumbersome to have your hands holding each other, do that. But again, remember, we're trying to be kind and gentle here. We're not getting overzealous. I have a tendency toward that, so be aware if you have a tendency toward that. Keep the glutes engaged, the navel in. You're going to feel the right shoulder down and smoothing back in space. On your left side, extend up through the left elbow and even reach back a bit. You might even press the back of your head into your left forearm. But let your chin be down. Notice if you're starting to arch too much there. You are more than welcome to just stay here, to breathe. If you'd like to practice balance, maybe your eyes even drift a little closed. Long exhales. If you would like to add a little, we're going to go into a bit of a back bend here. Your left elbow is going to lead the way. Remember, heart always lifts in your back bends. Keep the glutes strong. You might wiggle right foot to right for more balance. Navel to spine. On your inhale, lift the heart, the left elbow, and you'll start to tip back just a bit. Keep the collarbones wide wherever you are. You might even press the head gently into the forearm, getting a little deeper into your left arm stretch. Soften your throat, relax your mouth and your gaze, deep breathing, long exhales. On an inhale, make your way back up. And if you'd like, we're going to go the other way. Glutes strong, navel in. And on your next exhale, reach to the left elbow as you start to forward fold. If you have low back pain or concerns, stay upright. Feel the right shoulder lift away from your right thigh. Chin to throat. Soft mouth again. Relax your gaze. On your next inhale, make your way up. Go ahead and gently release the right hand. Let the strap go. You can set it back toward the top of the mat or off to the side. And then you're going to make your way into a warrior two. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and set your left heel down. When you feel ready, bring yourself up. Adjust the stance when you get up if you'd like. Remember, we don't always get there right away the first time. You're going to feel your right knee to your right pinky toe. Your left pinky toe is plugging down, the left kneecap is drawing up. Keep the glutes strong, the navel to the spine, and whatever feels good on the neck here. Maybe looking over right middle finger, maybe looking to the left. It might be one point in between. Shoulders down the back, collarbones wide. On your next exhale, right forearm to thigh, left arm straight up to the sky. Push into the thigh and lean back into the left side body. You can look to the left thumb if you'd like. On your next inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten the right leg, left hand to left thigh, right arm lifting up. You can look to the right thumb here. Keep the right big toe mound rooted, your kneecaps drawing up, your glutes strong. As you root the right big toe mound, really reach up and out of the right waistline, through the right fingertips. Nice, you guys. And on an exhale, right knee tracking over second and third toe. Hands come back forward. We're just going to switch the legs out. Pivot on the back toes. Left leg forward. Right leg back. Come into your lunge. Lengthen, widen as feels good on this side. Again, wrists below shoulders. Remember, blocks, props help to create the space we're looking for. Do not be afraid to use them. Don't see them as an obstacle. Maybe see them as an opportunity. Reaching right heel toward the wall behind you. Feel your glutes strong, your navel to your spine. Shoulders down the back, heart reaching forward. And then again, let your chin come down. Relax your nervous system. Open the back of the neck. How deeply are you breathing? Would you like to maybe rock a bit on the back foot? Gently massaging. The long exhales help you release what you're feeling. And is there anywhere that you're holding you can easily let go? The throat, your jaw, maybe letting your teeth part, relaxing your eyes. One more round of breath, please. And on your exhale, right knee to floor. Feel free to pad that knee. If you'd like more balance, wiggle left foot to the left. Again, find your strap. Just set it across the left thigh for a moment as we prepare this pose. You're again stacking pelvis over right thigh. Feel the glutes strong, the navel in. Take the arms up when you feel ready. As you root down in the right knee, lift up through your fingertips. Let your chin draw down. Gaze steady on one point, helping you promote focus and calm. And on your next exhale, release, find your strap. This time, right arm will be up. Holding that buckle if you have one on your strap or your belt. Right arm up, left arm comes back. Find the other end. You can start to walk your left hand up. Again, be gentle here. Try not to overdo it. You're going to feel left shoulder down, draw back in space. The right elbow is going to reach up, lean back a bit. You might even use the back of the head. Keep your chin down to your throat to lean into the right forearm, just to create a little bigger stretch. Notice if you lost the gluteal engagement, tighten, navel to spine. Where's your breath here? How are you receiving this moment? We use this practice as a way to observe our mental tendencies, our physical tendencies, and then to come into the space of what next? Will I choose to move toward creating balance in my mind, my body? Or will I continue in this way that is throwing me off balance? Welcome to stay here or coming into that little bit of a back bend. Glutes strong, navel to spine. Inhale, lift the heart as you reach through the right elbow, starting to tip back. Tiny little back bend, doesn't have to be very big. Keep the heart lifting, maybe head gently pressing into the right forearm. Notice if any strains coming into the neck, chin down. On an inhale, make your way to neutral. If you choose to go into the forward fold, keep the glutes engaged, navel to spine. Next exhale, begin to lean softly forward. Feel the left shoulder drop back in space. Keep reaching through your right elbow. Where's your breath? Can you let your teeth part? And on an inhale, softly make your way back up. Release left hand, right arm. Set the strap to the side. We're preparing for warrior two. Using blocks if you'd like, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, right heel down. Make your way up when you're ready. Again, left knee wiggling toward, or gently easing toward left pinky toe. Right pinky toe into the floor, kneecap lifting up. Feel the glutes strong, the navel to the spine, shoulders down the back, maybe widen the collarbones a bit more. And then you choose what feels spacious on your neck. How deeply are you breathing? Well done, you guys. When you're ready, side angle. On an exhale, left forearm to thigh, right arm straight up to the sky. Keep the glutes strong, navel in, push left forearm into leg, and lean softly back into the right side body. You can look to the right thumb if you'd like to play with your balance. Be mindful of over twisting in the neck, of being spacious in your neck. And on an inhale, reverse warrior. Press the left leg straight, right hand to right thigh, lift the left arm. You can gaze to the left thumb if you'd like to again play with balance. Feel rooted in the left big toe mound, lift both your kneecaps and extend through the left fingertips. On your next exhale, yogis, knee tracking with second and third toe, release down. Pivoting on the back toes when you're ready. You're welcome to make your way back into a forearm plank. I'm not going to lead the straight arm plank today, but you are welcome to it if you would like. We won't hold very long, you guys. So if you're coming down into forearm plank, elbows below shoulders, forearms are parallel, step the feet back. Feet can be wide here. You're really going to push index finger and thumb, forearms into floor. Feel your shoulder blades down your back, your heart extending forward. Navel to spine, glutes strong, reach through your heels. Remember, we want to keep our hips about in the same line as our shoulder blades. Can you feel what that feels like for you? If you have a mirror close by, give a look. Try to keep your neck in line with your spine. Let's stay here for one more full breath. And on your exhale, release your knees, lower your hips, untuck your toes, please. Preparing for a cobra. Your feet will go as wide as feels good in your back. Wrists below shoulders. We're going to root the index finger and thumb. Feel the shoulders draw down the back. Pelvis heavy into the floor, tops of feet heavy into floor. Think of more length than height in this pose. On your next inhale, root down to the interior palm and lift up. Shoulders down, hands drag back to reach your heart even more forward. Feel the tops of the feet strong into the floor. And then again, notice if you're overarching in the neck, let the chin come down. Deep breathing into the mat. Let your elbows softly hug in. One more cycle, please. And on an exhale, release. Very carefully, yogis, you're going to make your way up into a child's pose. You might like to bring your legs in a little closer here. Keep the shoulders down, the navel to spine. Root into the index finger and thumb. Press up and back. You decide how wide to have the knees. Wider knee feels more like a back bend. Closer knee feels more like a forward fold. Remember, a rolled up blanket can feel good underneath the ankles or between the hamstring and the calf. You can use a block below the forehead if you'd like to bring the floor up to you, to rest and let go in the neck. You might even like to rock your forehead into the floor, a little massage across the brow as you feel your body release down in this pose. If you've been noticing some pressure building within, long exhales, let it go. Maybe a few rounds, like a pressure valve. One more, please. And when you feel ready, you're going to make your way up to your seat, preparing for a little hip stretch here. Coming into our 90-90. It's a variation of pigeon pose, a little more soft variation of pigeon pose. So we'll start with right leg forward. You can use a blanket under the right seat if that helps, maybe a pillow. You're going to try to keep your knee in alignment with your hip socket and your ankle in alignment with your knee. So your shin is parallel. That sounded silly, of course it is. But so your shin is parallel to the top edge of the mat. And then back leg is the same. Knee in line with hip socket, ankle in line with the knee, so that you don't have any angles, but it's more like a pinwheel in 90-90. You're going to gently turn your torso toward the top edge of the mat, or so it's parallel towards your shin. Just do the best you can here. If you have low back concerns, I'm suggesting staying upright or being very gentle in the forward fold. Feel the glutes tighten a bit, your navel to your spine. Remember the back bend that we try to create here. Shoulders down the back. As you inhale, lift your heart. On your exhale, navel to spine, and maybe you start to invite the forward fold. You might like to have your block available to rest your forearms on, but remember, we're not forcing, we're inviting. Next inhale, shoulders down, reach your heart forward, feel that bit of a back bend. A long exhale, navel to spine. Just notice where your body wants to go. Each inhale is this opportunity to invite your back bend. Shoulders down the back, heart forward. And then maybe you do the navel to spine and a long exhale. Inviting even more release. Let your chin come down. Stay with the sensation. Again, you might like to yawn the mouth open to release around the jaw, to part your teeth. Deep breathing, you guys. Get beyond the center of the chest. Feel it low in the body. Last couple rounds here. Can you stay with what you're feeling? Remember, it's often to note this sensation and to be angry about it or frustrated by it, to see it as an obstacle. Can you instead let it be an opportunity to really care for your body? To practice giving a little more love and attention. And when you're ready, an inhale will gently walk you back up. We'll prepare for second side. Left leg coming forward. Right leg back. Make those pinwheel shapes, 90-90. Feet can softly flex if you'd like. Again, you're turning your torso toward the front mat. Feel the glutes strong, the navel to the spine. Shoulders down the back as you inhale, lift your heart. On an exhale, navel in, and you decide if a forward fold is appropriate for you. Maintain the back bend. Let this be an invitation. Each inhale, shoulders down, heart forward. Long exhale, navel to spine. Just see where the body wants to go. Let your chin come down, you guys. Maybe you start practicing that long exhale for release. Remember, this mindful breath has two main actions. Helping you release the tension that you notice in your body, and helping you to stay present through what you're feeling. Our presence around the sensation in these poses, in my experience anyway, helps me release even more. If my mind is wandering away to to-do lists or dropping 10 years back, I don't feel as much of this wonderful release as if I can really practice being in the moment with whatever comes up. It's in the moment when we practice this presence that we become limitless. The same goes as if we are viewing the moment as being an opportunity rather than an obstacle. We have all sorts of solution before us when we can just be open to what is rather than putting any expectation on what is. Deep breathing. Let's just take a couple more rounds. Let your exhales be complete. Nice, you guys. And on your next inhale, gently press yourself up. Take your time. Bring your right leg around when you're ready. We'll prepare for a bit of a seated forward fold. So if you'd like, you can draw the sits bones back. It'll help you feel a little more upright in your seat. You might again bring a blanket in just to the front edge of the sits bones. You really don't want it into the thighs. And then also remember, a wider leg is kinder on the hamstrings. So if you're feeling really tight in your hamstrings today, maybe you let your legs go a little wider. And feel free to play with that. Wherever you choose to be, flex your feet, feel your thighs, root down. Hands can be to legs or mat. Again, we're inviting that back bend here. Shoulders down as you inhale, lift your heart. And on your exhale, navel to spine, staying upright if you have low back concerns, or again, inviting a forward fold if that's where it's appropriate for you to go. Each inhale, shoulders down, heart forward. Feel the back bend in your body. A long exhale, navel to spine. Let it be a complete release of breath, chin to throat. Stay with this mindful breathing. Inviting the back bend on the inhale. A long exhale, navel to spine. Remember the little guide. If you feel a big stretch between your shoulder blades, I know it feels good, you guys, but we're really trying to focus this in the low back, the hips, and the thighs. So maybe, I know this is tough, set the ego aside and come back up. Let's let this be more about a proper stretch than getting forehead down to legs, okay? Opportunity. Relax your mouth, the back of your neck. And on your next inhale, make your way up. We're going to do our final twist today, seated. So keeping left leg extended, let's have the heel a little bit more in alignment with your hip socket. Your right leg is going to go over your left. We're trying to root the right big toe mound down. Just do the best you can. And we want to be as upright in the spine here as we can. Extending through the left heel, please take left arm around right leg, right hand behind. Shoulders down the back, inhale, lift your heart. On the exhale, glute strong, navel in, hug the knee, and start to twist to your right. Inhale, lift the heart, drop the shoulders. Exhale, strong glutes, navel in, hug the knee, and twist a little more if it's appropriate. Each inhale, looking to elongate the spine. Each exhale, feeling the glute strong, the navel in. You might hug the knee. You might twist a little bit more. You decide what's appropriate. You could also let the twist move up the spine and start to look a little bit more to your right shoulder. Bring your chin into your throat. How deeply are you breathing? Notice all that space in your right low back for breath to come into. And on your next inhale, very gently unwind. Release the right leg. Left leg coming in when you're ready, crossing over the right. Again, try to root the right big toe mound best you can. It's always what we do. Extending through the right heel, right arm around left leg, left hand behind. Already feel the glutes strong. Shoulders down, heart to sky. Inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, navel in, hug the knee, start to twist. Each inhale, counteract gravity, get a little taller. Each exhale, hug the knee, the navel in. Maybe you decide to go a little deeper. You decide what's appropriate. Maybe you'd like to start looking towards your left shoulder, chin to throat. Keep the back of the neck nice and open. How deeply are you breathing? Can you shift the breath into that right low back space, helping to expand the ribs there? Even our breath, when it feels like we can't get space here, it's the opportunity to look for that space elsewhere. And come back to center. Unwind. We're actually going to bring the knees both in, come into a ball, wrapping arms around the legs, maybe holding elbows if you'd like, chin coming into chest. Just give yourself a squeeze here. And when you feel ready, you're going to make your way up. So for our final resting pose today, I'm going to offer legs up a wall. It actually brings us right into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest, digest, repair nervous system. Legs up a wall, that is, can really help us calm down if we're feeling agitated, anxious, nervous. I highly recommend doing it at any time if you're feeling aggravated. If you don't have a wall space or don't feel like going into that at this time, no big deal. You're welcome to come to your back and into your resting pose there. Remember, a bolster underneath the knees can really help take some back pressure off. If you're going to come into legs up a wall, you're going to find your wall space. And I like to come in so that my hip is right close up to the wall. There will be some shimmying involved, so be prepared. So with your hip nice and close to the wall, however works for you, you're going to then spiral your legs up. And then you might wiggle in as close as you can get your bottom so that you can just rest your legs on the wall. Do know you are more than welcome to come out of this pose at any time. You can lay in fetal position. You could come into your resting pose if you'd like. Arms will open as wide away from the body as you'd like. They could be down along the sides. You might open to a T. If you'd like to have more space across the heart, you might even bend them into a cactus shape. Wherever you are, let the upper back be smooth to the floor. Let your chin draw down. You can softly gaze on the sky, or you can allow your eyes to drift close. You're simply allowing your breath to be natural and nourishing. Remember, this resting pose, wherever you choose to be, is an opportunity to assimilate everything you've done. We let the body rest, we let the mind rest. So as your mind simply watches the breath coming in and out of your body, can you begin to feel the mental tensions there ease? Begin to feel the skin around your skull relax. Release the space of your brow, the muscles around, behind, and in between your eyes. Feel your eyes become heavy in the socket. Feel the weight of your eyelids upon them. Softening the wings of your nose, your cheeks, your deep inner ears where the jaw connects. Allow your exhales to dissolve any lingering tension in the jaw, your tongue, or around your neck, releasing the back, the left, the right side of the neck, the front of the throat. Notice the weight of your shoulders into the floor and the wide open space across your heart. Feel your elbows and your wrists, your palms weighted to the floor, the back of the hand getting even heavier into the mat. Mindfully release each of your 10 fingers. Bringing your awareness back to the top of the spine, Travel the length of the spine, and with each exhale, release any discomfort that you notice. Provide a soft, loving touch to the space of your stomach. And feel the weight of your hips anchored into the mat, even spreading wide as they release down. Relaxing the front of the thigh, the back of the thigh. Softening the knee, the space behind. Releasing any tension that lingers in the calves or the ankles. Feel your feet light like balloons, releasing the top and the bottom of the feet. Mindfully letting each of your 10 toes soften. As long as it suits you, we'll pause here for some time. If the toes begin to tingle, feel free to wiggle them. If you need to come out, feel free to roll to your side. Shavasana. As always, yogis, you are welcome to stay right where you are through the end of practice, if it would please you. If you feel that you are ready to come out of the pose, if legs are up a wall, you can bring your feet flat to the mat and begin to roll to either side when you are ready. Again, you're welcome to pause on your side, and whenever you decide, strong arms are going to push you up as you make your way into a comfortable seat. If you would like, you can bring palms together, thumbs resting at your heart. Wherever you are, taking this time to practice gratitude for the breath, the life that enters your lungs, for the body itself, and for this opportunity to practice turning obstacles into opportunities. Remember what we practice here, we hope to take with us into our daily living. The love and the light in me recognizes and honors the love and the light in each of you. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I ask you to take this offering, and if you are able, to pass it forward to someone else in need. Whatever it might be, no matter how big or how small, it really feels like this is a time where we're able to step into a different kind of community. So do what you can, and please know, no matter what, that you are enough. Blessings to you all.